I didn't bother making an opening. Let's just use this one. Yep, that'll work. I'll just put the text. Yep. Also, I still have a cold.
So it's spooky season, and we've got to look at something that will truly inspire terror. And what inspires more terror than live-action anime adaptations? That's right, fucking nothing. Now, while I heard that Alita Battle Angel is actually good, when we look at live-action adaptations of anime from both Japan and America, we tend to get stuff which we either forget about immediately, or immediately wish we could forget about. But it's not my job to try and fix that. Instead, let's just make cursed shit. So I came up with this idea when I was talking about Bunny Girl Senpai with some friends, and obviously I made the jokes that I made in my Best Girl Wars video I did about Bunny Girl Senpai, you know, Ben Shapiro should play Sakuta, Will Smith should play Koga, etc. But when it came to the dilemma of who should play Kaide, it became interesting. Now, it's kind of hard to guess who might play her. While she is one of the better emotos out there, she is still a trash waifu. Trash waifu. Trash. Trash man, Danny DeVito should play Kaide. It says in my script I have to do a Danny DeVito impression now, so I apologise in advance. Oni-chin, asadesio. I did warn you. And in that same conversation between me and my friends, I joked that Belle Delphine should play Mai Sakurajima, so long story short, these friends don't talk to me anymore. Although, to be fair, there is a line about Sakuta thinking of drinking Futaba's bathwater, so maybe she's Belle Delphine. Now, turning our attention to an actual live-action adaptation in the works, try saying that 5 times fast, we have the upcoming adaptation of Akira. Now, originally this is going to be headed by Taika Waititi. For those who don't know, Taika Waititi is a director from New Zealand. He directed What We Do in the Shadows, Eagle vs. Shark, Hunt for the Wilderpeople, as well as others, but he really made it big after directing Thor Ragnarok. Now, he did also direct the American version of The Inbetweeners, so I'm kind of glad he decided to back down from this one. Also on account of the fact that his films tend to have a very Kiwi sense of humour, which clash with Akira and its lack of any kind of humour. However, my curiosity got the better of me, so I envisioned what Taika Waititi's Akira might look like. Akira 2021 takes place in Neo-Wellington, and will follow Tetsuo and Kaneda, who will be played by Jermaine Clement and Brett McKenzie, respectively. During the opening bike chase scene, Kaneda's theme will not be played due to us wanting to shake things up a bit, and instead we will play an indie guitar cover of David Bowie's Suffragette City. The dream sequence will be done the same, but this time the bear will be played by a mocap Taika Waititi. And of course, all the famous destruction scenes will be done in stop motion, because we're just that quirky. On a separate note, Lucky Star. It should definitely get a British adaptation. And while we'll get the youth viewership from putting Skepta's Shutdown as the opening, how do we attract older viewers? Well, that's down to the actors, and frankly, this collection of 4 Japanese high schoolers going about their carefree lives and discussing anime tropes just screams Shakespearean actors to me. So let's have Patrick Stewart as Kagami, Ian McKellen as Tsukasa, Kenneth Branagh as Miyuki, and Mark Rylance as Konata. They should definitely spice up some of the scenes, and by spice them up, I mean turn every line into a fucking monologue. Look. Timotei. So I was going to make more of these kind of what-if scenarios. For example, what if we got Me, a 6-minute short which relies on being very fast-paced and loud, except we made the director Denis Villeneuve, who makes very long and subtle movies, except that already happened. I mean, he called it Blade Runner 2049, but the point still stands. So, I decided to turn my attention to pre-existing live-action anime adaptations, or live-action anime adaptations that are about to exist, and how there's a surprising bloody number of them. And so I decided we'd play around with this concept. Wait, I gotta do a Shining reference. Right, is it in position? It's in position, right. I thought we'd get the idea to come play with us. Yeah, there's your fucking Shining reference for the year. So I asked various people to pick a number between 1 and 101, which is my current video count as of me writing this. And when each person picked a number, I would see if any of the anime I talked about in the corresponding video have or are going to have a live-action adaptation. So obviously the first number I was given was 69. And this is a video where I talked about every anime I watched in 2018. JoJo's is mentioned in that video, and Part 4 got an adaptation. I haven't seen Part 4, but I assume Nokoiti looked a bit more like he did in Part 5 than he did in this version. But I could be wrong. People can change pretty drastically in height and hair colour within 2 years. Bloom Into You is getting a stage adaptation, along with My Hero Academia, as well as Steins Gate already having had one. Review Starlight also got a live-action adaptation called Review Starlight the Live. fucking top-notch grammar right there. But while the concept is a no-brainer, I want to point out that one of the songs on the soundtrack for the musical is called Gang Starr. That just only put one image into my head. I, Dai Banana, have a dream. Attack on Titan has a live-action movie in Japan, Megalobox kinda has one in the Ashton no Joe got a live-action adaptation, and Devilman got a live-action movie in 2004, and it looks exactly how you think it looks when I say 2004 live-action Devilman. Another friend said 50, which was the first half of my top 10 anime OSTs, of which Fullmetal Alchemist has a live-action adaptation, Death Note has live-action adaptation in both Japan and America, Fairy Tail got a stage play, and from what I could find of Madoka, there was a kind of short film Rakugo parody thing that had Shoko-tan playing Madoka, which sounds like something I would find absolutely side-splitting were I knowledgeable of the Rakugo thing it was based off, but I don't, so there. Another friend gave the number 82, which is my 2-year special, which isn't really focused on anime necessarily, but does feature heavy reference to Your Lie in April. So I will mention there has been a live-action version of it, and something about it seems off. Maybe it's the CG, maybe it's the lighting, but I think it's mainly the fact that when Kosei is suffering deep emotional pain, he looks more like he's taking a shit. Another friend gave me the number 31, which corresponds to the Made in Abyss vs Girls Last Tour video, and thankfully there aren't any live-action adaptations, unless you count this image as a live-action adaptation. And as a final thing I'd like to point out, every anime I talked about in my Winter 2019 video, those being The Promised Neverland, Dororo, Mob Psycho 100 and Kaguya-sama Lovers War, have all been given or are going to get a live-action version. So, yeah, that's the end of the video. Sorry it wasn't very spooky. I just kind of threw this concept together because I wanted something done for Halloween. Nothing really spooky or scary came up. You know, I'm not gonna throw in shitty jump scares or just kind of put gory images on screen, you know. YouTube probably wouldn't like that. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Next week, well, not next week, this weekend actually, I'm planning to upload a video on Pingu, which should hopefully be... Even I'm disappointed with that joke, and that's saying something.